What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today we're doing things a little bit different. As you can see, I purchased what I think is a crazy steal of a deal on a 1957 Chevy Bel. So the story of this car is kind of crazy. I'm over here at the AutoSpa in downtown Oklahoma City on Main Street, and I was looking at some of their cars when I dropped off my 59 Rambler. If you guys saw the video of the 59 Rambler, they did some dry ice blasting, they did some work on the paint, and they got it looking great. Well, in the background, I saw this 57 Chevy sitting there, and it's like a dream car of mine, right? Like, who hasn't dreamed of owning a 57 Chevy, or any of the TriFives for that matter? But the 57 is just special because it's a one-year only car, man. It's the only year that this car looks like this. It is super unique, and I've always wanted one. The problem is they're insanely expensive, guys. These are not cheap cars. These things will go for $50,000 all day long. Now, there's two different kinds you can get, actually three. They got a convertible, you've got a post, and then you've got the sport coupe. This is actually, even though it's a two-door, it's considered a sedan. Yeah, it is actually considered a sedan because it has the post. The sport coupe will not have the post. So when you roll the windows down, it's wide open here. Those are a little bit more valuable than this one. But still, this car should be an easy $38,000 car. Well, Brian came up to me, he said, hey, actually that car is going up for sale. It wasn't for sale yet, it was here being detailed. And by the way, they did a killer job on the detail on this car as well. So he made a couple phone calls. He thought they were asking 31, and I said, I'll buy it on the spot. I don't need to drive it. Nothing. So he called the owner, who has owned it since 1968. 56 years the guy has owned it, and he has been very hesitant to sell it. Every time he's thought about selling it, he's backed out of the deal. Well, this time Brian called, he came back, he said, well, I was wrong, he doesn't want $31,000 for it. And I expected that. I was like, yeah, it's probably more like 35, 36. He said the guy said he'll take $27,000. Well, guys, it's been probably 4 days since that conversation, and I now own the car. I've got the title, I've got the keys, and it's freshly detailed. In fact, the title is literally sitting right here in the center. It is an automatic. I believe it's a 350. The owner is 80 years old. He did not come out here to complete the sale. He had a friend of his handle the whole thing for him. And I don't really have much information on the car, although I'm sure I can get it. Now, I don't know how to open the hood, but I assume you do it like that. There we go. So obviously this is not the original, whatever it would be, a 260 something V8. This looks like a small block 350, and it's got just regular exhaust manifolds and Edelbrock, probably like a 600, 650 carburetor. You do have power steering. I don't know if this car originally came with power steering, but it does have power steering. It does have power brakes. You've got a dual reservoir master cylinder. You've got a proportioning valve. So all of this is upgraded. None of that is stock. You've got the chromed out alternator, chromed out pulleys, what's left of them anyway. This looks nice. It does not have AC. However, I was told that at one point he did have air conditioning in it, but he didn't like it. And that's probably why it has a hole right here, I'm guessing, for the line to go through. I don't know. That looks aftermarket. But apparently at one point it did have air conditioning. He didn't like the way it looked, so he had it removed. And aftermarket horns. So the engine and transmission were rebuilt somewhere around 8,000 miles ago, or 5 years ago is what the guy said. So everything is still relatively fresh. And let's take a closer look at it. I mean, the doors just open. Look at this. Wow. There really is something about these old Bel Airs, man. And if you want to know if it's a true Bel Air or not, you're going to look at the VIN number right here, and you'll see there's a V right next to the C57, all the rest of the digits. That V indicates that it is a real Bel Air. Look at that old school steering wheel, and take a look at the graphics in there. How beautiful. And look how great the gauges look in this. This car is absolutely beautiful, guys. I mean, everywhere you look, It's just gorgeous. I can't believe I got this for this price. And it came with the free Toyota Camry floor mats. Looks like you got an aftermarket B&M shifter over here. It is an automatic 3-speed, not an overdrive transmission, and that's fine. My luck with overdrive transmissions lately has not been great, and I just love this piece right here. That it just makes the car. Let's look in the trunk and see what we got back here. We also have a tow hitch, which I thought was interesting. The guy, I guess a couple years ago, drove it to North Carolina, and he said it did great. It comes with some spare parts. It also comes with a Rockford Fosgate 500X amplifier and a JVC CD player, which it plays, you remember these? CDRW playback. Wow, this is a CHX 1500 12 disc. Comes with some extra parts, including the old speedometer and blower motor, a surround bezel, some other stuff. I don't know what all it is. We'll have to look through that at some point. Spare tire, the jack. Are you serious? It's even got the jack. Wow. And then the tow hitch, which honestly I'll probably consider removing the tow hitch. I don't think I'm going to be hauling anything with this, but nice chrome pipes over here. Beautiful car. Now, the car was so cheap, I did not test drive it, guys. I have not test driven it. I have not started it. I haven't done anything. My fiance actually wants me to sell all of my current cars and keep this one. That's what she wants. She wants me to get rid of my Viper. She wants me to get rid of the Monte Carlo. She wants me to get rid of the Rambler. And she wants me to just keep this one. And I'll be honest with you, I'm half tempted to. The other thing that she said is she doesn't like these wheels. These are American racing wheels. I think they look all right. But she wants the factory Steelies with the original Belair hubcaps. She just, and the white wall tires. That's what she wants. So why don't we go ahead and fire this thing up real quick. Let's see how it runs. And I know what you're thinking. Power Tour 2025. Oh, I'm with you guys. You think I'm going to have a car like this and not take it on Power Tour? Like I said, I've never started it. Oh, we've got an aftermarket radio. That's one of those modern radios that kind of looks old school. You got the clock over there. You got your CD changer here, then all your heater / air conditioning controls right there. Is it dead? Maybe I'm using the wrong key. Let's try something else. No, that definitely doesn't fit. Uh-oh. She may be dead, guys. Yeah, she may be dead. Oh, wow, it's got a train horn on it. It's not dead, so apparently I don't know how to start this thing. Cigarette lighter? Hey, Brian. How do you start it?
What's that?
How do you start it? He's gonna have to show me the trick.
It fired up easily.
Did it?
Every time, yeah.
I put the key in, it turned, but I couldn't, it didn't, and the horn works, so I know it's got power.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with this thing at all.
Leave it to me.
I don't remember what key it is.
Yeah.
As far as I can fit.
And there's no trick.
No, I was just making sure the right key.
Okay.
I don't know if it was that, because I had one time put the wrong key into it, and it just kind of like would turn. But
yeah, that's what it did for me. Okay, so
yeah,
wrong key.
Wrong key. Yeah,
So
like I said, this thing fired up like this every single time, just hers.
What a beauty, man.
I love it. The red looks gorgeous out in the sun.
Oh, y'all.
I haven't seen it outside since we polished it.
Y'all nailed it, man. They always do. So if you need the hookup, just come holler at the AutoSpa.
Always here.
Tell him Randy sent you, and he'll save me $150 on my neck. No, I'm kidding. But come down here and tell him Randy sent you. He's down here, Main Street in Oklahoma City. Can't miss him.
1241 West Main Street.
So holler at him, but don't harass him.
Please don't.
Yeah, don't come over here going, "Hey, where's Randy?" I'm not here, guys. I'm not.
Rarely.
Here. Yeah, rarely. I drop my cars off and I leave. Oh, the gas cap. This is the coolest thing ever, man. Look at that. Yeah, maybe it's locked. It's got to keep. I think that is so cool that they hid.
I love little things like that.
Right?
I want to, yeah. Have a good day.
All right, man. Thank you. Y'all take care. All right, guys. Well, she's running. She actually runs great. Let's close the hood. Give it a little push on each side so you don't bend the hinges, and then make sure she's down. Look at that car. Oh my goodness. I'm having trouble deciding, you know, do I just want to leave it the way it is, or do I want to throw an engine in it? You know, it wouldn't necessarily be that hard to contact Smitting Performance and say, hey, you know, it wouldn't hurt to throw another 383 in this old girl, would it? Let me take my title work. Oh, in the glove box, well, there's the other radio. I guess that one is just for looks, and that's the actual radio. All right, can I put my paperwork in here or no? Nope. That ain't gonna happen. We'll just have to make sure it's out of the way somewhere safe. I am so excited. The car is not perfect, you know, it's got a few little flaws. Look, this is coming apart a little bit right here, and the door speaker there is falling out just a hair, but I mean, overall, what a beautiful, beautiful ride. And don't forget, this is your air conditioning from back in the day. It's got a little latch to lock it, and then you push that latch back, and then nothing. And then, yeah. Okay, so it doesn't work. That's fine. Why don't we take this thing for a ride, guys? It doesn't have seat belts either, I don't think. All right, first drive. Like I said, guys, no joke. I bought this without driving it. I didn't really look it over very well either. I saw it and I said, for 27 grand all day, every day. Mainly because there's no possible way of losing money on a car like this. None. There's no way you're gonna lose money on this deal. We're in downtown Oklahoma City. Why don't we just cruise around downtown a little bit? Adjust my mirror here. There we go. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm driving a 57 Chevy. Listen to those horns. I'm in love. Unfortunately, not having air conditioning does suck, especially on a day when it's triple digits here in Oklahoma. It's a hot one. It's a real hot one out here today, guys. But if you're riding around in your 57 Chevy, how are you going to complain? I can't even complain about the heat. I have wanted one of these cars my entire life. Who hasn't? Who can look at this car and say, nah, the 57 Chevy Bel Air is crap? And it doesn't matter if it's a Bel Air, a 110, a 210, it doesn't matter. These cars are iconic. These are classic American old school cars, man. And, yeah, the Mustang had to show off. That's all right, man. That's all right. Go show off your Mustang. I am thrilled with having no features, no amenities in my 57. There really is just something about looking over that hood. Those bulges and the little wings sticking up. I mean, there really is just something special about riding around in one of these old schools, man. I absolutely love it. I would like to put air conditioning in it. I'm definitely on the fence about the wheels. Oh, crap. We got a semi-truck blocking the road over here. What do you guys think, man? I tell you what, I'm going to do a little bit of driving, and then I think I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse, and we're going to try to drive it. I mean, just hop in this thing, never driven it before, and let's see if we can drive it about 30 miles home. gonna be a little windy, guys. Obviously, we're on the interstate. No problems at all. Temperature gauge is awesome. Speedometer is off by 15 miles an hour. Other than that, like, that's it. Other than the speedometer being off, not too bad. I didn't even realize when we popped the hood, this thing must have electric cooling fans, because I did not see one of the old school radiator fans under here. And when I left it idling, I heard the electric fans kick on. I was like, no kidding, this thing's got electric fans. It actually handles great. The roads out here are absolutely horrible, guys. They're really bad, and the car absorbs them wonderfully. The steering is surprisingly nice. I'm wondering if maybe we look under it. I know it's got disc front brakes, but I'm wondering if somebody did a rack and pinion conversion on this. I'd almost bet they did. Maybe not, but the steering in this, honestly, feels way too good to be stock old school steering. Overall, guys, I am loving this car, and I think for $27,000, and the brakes are phenomenal, by the way, for $27,000, I can handle a few minor imperfections on a beautiful old car like this. I'm going to try to get in touch with the previous owner and find out what all's been done to it, what transmission is in it. I'm assuming it's a 350 with a 350 transmission, and whatever else he had done to it, I'd like to know as well. I haven't checked out the lights or the signals or anything. That's something we'll have to check out. Take a look at the gauges though, man. Absolutely, this car is just stunning. Now, I haven't told my fiance yet, but I'm going to take her out to see Twisters in this at a drive-in movie. Just like in the old days, right? She is going to absolutely love it. How romantic is that, right? She loves Twisters. She wants to go see Twisters. And I think the perfect way to do it is to go to the drive-in theater up in Guthrie, which, by the way, is where the first Twister was filmed. Well, part of the first Twister was filmed. And the drive-in theater in Guthrie is the drive-in theater from the original Twister that got blown away in the tornado. So I think it's the appropriate way to go see the new Twisters movie in this classic old car in a drive-in. Now, let's get back on the road. Let's get the rest of the way home. So far, guys, no complaints at all. Well, I sure hate driving this car down this gravel road. I'm going as slow as possible, but there's no way we're not getting this car dirty immediately. You know, it'll wash. It's fine, man. So, complaints so far, other than the speedometer being off, you know, no big deal. No air conditioning, yeah, it kind of sucks. That's something we can rectify. Speedometer, something we can rectify. Overdrive. Man, when you drive a car that doesn't have overdrive, it really makes you miss overdrive. So I'm still I've got a lot going on in my mind with this car right now. It's like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna swap out the motor, swap out the transmission? You know what? Probably not. Probably not. This motor runs top notch, guys. It is absolutely perfect. It drives, it shifts perfectly fine. I don't see any reason to change it. It's a V8. It sounds good. It may not win any street races, but I'll tell you what it does win: people's attention. People just love seeing this car, and I so enjoy driving it, having it out on the road. We're going to try out the windshield wipers. We're going to try out the radio. We'll check lights and signals here in just a minute once I pull into the driveway. But we made it, guys. Sight unseen, $27,000 Chevy Belair. All right, obviously it's much later, guys. The heat really took it out of me earlier today. So we're home, and I wanted to check the lights and signals. I already know that we're having some kind of an issue with the turn signals on this. And as soon as I pulled up, my fiance was standing out here just waiting to see the car. She fell in love with it. She made me take her to town and back. And well, she loves the car. Only real downside to this car, guys, is it is so hot. We're talking triple digits in Oklahoma, and it's just, it's really, really rough. Even with all the windows down, it is really rough. So when I pulled up, it started kind of puking antifreeze all over the ground. I was like, great. You know, it wouldn't be a proper car for the channel if it wasn't going to need a couple of things here and there. It's an old car. It's going to need some work. So here's what I found. Let me bring you back into some light here. I found this radiator cap is corroded. It's in really bad shape. Looks like it's been leaking for a while, and it doesn't seal anymore on the bottom. So basically, anytime the car is trying to build pressure in the cooling system, it's just bypassing and going straight into the overflow and then dumping onto the ground. So I went out and I got the closest thing I could find from O'Reilly is this Murray radiator cap right here. It is part number 7013. It looks pretty close. If you compare them side by side here, about the only difference is that this one has these little tabs on the side and this one doesn't. But overall they look the same. This is a, what is it? It's a Motorrad 13 PSI cap. That should be enough for an old small block 350. We'll have to come back in a different video. I hope that's sealed. That sure didn't feel like, no, it doesn't feel like it's sealing down here. Are they they're not the same depth. This one sticks up much further, so we're gonna have the same problem. See, you don't want this part right here to not seal. These caps actually seal in two parts, the upper part and the lower part. This lower part, you'll notice is spring. It's kind of like a thermostat the way it works. If too much pressure builds up, this is going to open up and allow coolant to flow out of the overflow. So by putting this on, I'm literally doing the exact same thing that we're doing now with the bad cap. So this is not going to work. I'm going to clean this cap up. Hopefully I can find some writing on it, some numbers, and we'll have to order the proper cap. And that is part of the problem with buying somebody else's project, is if you don't know all the specifics, like what kind of radiator is it. I have no idea. It's a it's not a cross flow. It's a what do they call it? A down radiator, which is very common on these. In fact, it's very rare that you're going to find one that has the cross flow radiators in it. I found that the vacuum advance was disconnected and just had a vacuum leak. I also found that the vacuum modulator for the transmission had a cap missing over here, and it was just leaking vacuum. So there's going to be a little bit to do with this car, but I'd like to try to fire it up real quick now that it's had time to sit and cool off. I hate that it was so clean and now it's so dirty. But just look, even filthy, it's still just an absolutely beautiful car. All right, let's start it up. Let's check lights and signals. We have some interior lights too. Oh, even a dome light. It's all kind of dim though, isn't it? Hopefully the battery's not dead. All right, here we go. Let's see if we got dash lights too. That'd be nice, right? Fired right up. Headlights. Oh, wow. Yes. And that brightened up, didn't it? Wow. Oh, man. I like that. Yeah. And then if you open the glove box, you got your radio, which, by the way, works. All right. Even the clock is lit up, guys. The blower works. The gauges all function. And look down here. Look at those green lights. God, this is such an iconic car, man. Signals, when you turn them on, you see how they start and then they kind of die? It blinks once and then it just starts freaking out. Same thing with the other one. It blinks once and then just starts. Now, if you do it like this, you can see it flash out there. So it works. And then look at that. Yeah, brakes. We do have brake lights. I'm hitting the brakes and I can see in my rearview mirror here. I can see the brake lights working. And turn signals. Yeah. So it just starts flipping out. I'm assuming we probably have a bad flasher module. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. I mean, technically, oh, you know what? Those are LEDs, aren't they? Somebody put LEDs. That's the problem. Yeah. Yeah, I think somebody swapped out LEDs in these, and that's gonna be an issue. But we do have a license plate light. We do have tail lights. So to do the signals, I guess you just gotta manually, see what I mean? I would probably just go back with regular lights. You don't need LEDs in something like this. That cooling fan seems like it just stays on 24/7. It'd be nice if it was like thermostatically controlled instead of just as soon as you turn the key on, the fan comes on. Now they did it right. It is run with a relay and everything, but it really should be set on a thermostat. She runs pretty good. Probably wouldn't hurt to do a tune-up. Check those headlights. Those lights are actually pretty decent. Not bad at all. It sounds good. A decent tune-up. I think she's going to be all right, guys. I'm going to put the well, actually, I'm going to put the new radiator cap on just for right now, so it doesn't try to spill all over the ground or anything. And here's another thing. Up under here, right here, you see all that? This is an air vent, and it has it on both sides. Same thing right here. These are air intake vents that bring air into the car. It's super cool. I got my Pike Pass. The exhaust sounds good. Just a beautiful, and those fins, man, those iconic fins. I can't get over it. I am absolutely in love with this car. Definitely want to swap out the light bulbs though. If they are LEDs, we want to get those switched out with the old school lights. I guess you guys can comment down below what you think of the new ride, but I am absolutely in love with it. Can't wait to do maybe a basic tune-up on it. A few little odds and ends here and there. Living down a dirt road is definitely a shame, but just means we want to take the car and wash it a little bit more. Hood close is nice. I still don't really care for the wheels and tires, but there we go. Don't really care for the wheels and tires on it. It's supposed to have, and the speedometer being 15 miles an hour off, it's supposed to have like 14s. They are 14s. They're 205/70s. This car is supposed to have like 215/75 14s. So what I'm thinking is, I guess we could keep these if we wanted to, or we could go back with the original steel wheels and the factory original Belair hubcaps. That's gonna cost some money though, guys. Coker Tire has the big 2-inch white wall. We could keep them on 14s because originally they would have been 14s. So we could go back to factory with the big white walls on it. You guys tell me what you think. That's not gonna fix the 15 miles an hour off on the speedometer though, I don't think. But you guys tell me what you think. Should we stick with these wheels and tires? Should we put some aftermarkets on it? Should we go with white letter tires? Should we go with bigger tires? I don't know, bigger wheels. Should we go bigger with it? We could put like 17s, 18s on this thing. I think it probably looked pretty slick. I just can't decide. Factory look, old school with the hubcaps and the white walls, white letters, bigger wheels. You guys comment below and tell me what you think. I'm definitely interested to hear your opinions. And also the windows. I am totally ready to tint these windows relatively dark because I intend to put air conditioning in it, and you're gonna need tinted windows. This car is a fishbowl on wheels, guys. It's like a giant magnifying glass in here. It gets so hot. Even with the windows down, it just gets crazy hot. Even with air conditioning installed like Vintage Air, you're really gonna need tinted windows to give that air conditioner a fighting chance with these triple digits that we have out here. So I am all for tinting the windows with ceramic tint. My fiance, however, doesn't want it tinted. She said she doesn't like the look of tinted windows on a classic car like this. She thinks that it distracts from the original look of the car. I think it's gonna make it look better. She doesn't. So drop a comment below and tell me what you think. Tinted windows or no tinted windows? Should we add air conditioning or not? I'm telling you right now, air conditioning I think is an absolute must. She will sit here and purr like a kitten all day long. I can't wait to get it down to AAR headquarters, put it on the lift, see what's going on underneath it, and I'm gonna try to get in touch with the previous owner and just find out some more specifics from him, like any specifics on the engine build, transmission build, what rear end is in it, those kinds of things. Definitely helps to know what you're working with. But overall, for the price, guys, I still say, and I know there's going to be some people coming out saying, oh, these cars aren't worth anything. I've already seen some of the comments. These cars aren't worth anything anymore because the people that drove them are all dead now. That's the comment that I get most when it comes to negative comments on this car. The people that own them are dead. Oh, look at that Chevy logo. The people that owned them are dead, and these cars aren't worth anything anymore. Look at that. You're out of your mind, guys. You're out of your mind if you actually believe it. Look at this tilt wheel. Look at this tilt. Oh my goodness, man. That is absolutely not true. These cars are still worth a lot of money. And I'm here to tell you the TriFive. Guys, these cars are going to continue being worth a lot of money. There's going to be some people that say that it's not worth anything because it's been modified, it's not original anymore, it doesn't have the factory 265 or whatever would have been in it, and this and that. Again, you're welcome to your opinion, but agree to disagree, guys. This car is absolutely worth every bit of the $26,000 or $27,000 that I paid for it, and a whole lot more. I think the majority of you in the comments are going to agree. This car, for me, this is a real life dream car of mine. I mean, this is like, again, I said before with the Corvette and everything, like this is one of those cars when I was a little kid. I remember playing with my little Hot Wheels, man. And I just always loved this. This car, there's only two real cars from childhood that are serious, like, dream cars of mine. Both of them relatively out of reach. These cars right here just go for too much money, guys. I love them. I do. I think they're beautiful, iconic American cars. But they generally, people want $50,000, $60,000 for these. I'm not saying they're not worth it. I'm just saying, for me personally, I can't. I just don't have it in me to spend that kind of money on something like that. The $27,000 all day, like I literally almost broke my arm looking for the checkbook. If you know what I mean, like it was, I was like, I need to get this now. I didn't drive it. I didn't check it out. I did nothing. I did no research. I saw it and I said, done, sold. If you guys missed the video, you should check out the 1959 Rambler video at the AutoSpa, because that is where I first laid eyes on this on video, live when I was filming, and he told me it was for sale, and I said, done, sold, tell him it's done. Took me a few days to get it all figured out, but we got it done. This car and a 58 Plymouth Fury. You guys already know the movie Christine. A lot of people think that this car is Christine. This is not even close to the Christine car. This is the only year that the Chevy Bel Air looked like this. Very unique body style, really just kind of a one-of-a-kind, iconic American vehicle here. And I think Christine is another one thanks to the movie. It really made the 58 Fury. I mean, it's not just a 58 Fury. And you don't have to get a Bel Air. They have the 110s, the 210s. It doesn't have to be a legit Bel Air. They all are pretty much the same car. And the same thing with the Plymouth Fury, the Plymouth Plaza, what else is there? I don't know. There's other ones, but you get what I mean. They all pretty much look the same, just basically different trim levels. If I could ever find a 58 Plymouth Fury, Christine, I want the red with the red and white interior. That would be my ultimate dream car collection. Just two. The Plymouth Fury and the 57 Bel Air. With that said, I am this close to getting rid of all my other cars. Like other than my pickup truck. I am this close. So I'm already determined I'm going to let the Monte Carlo go. That's a given. This is replacing the Monte Carlo, and yes, this is what I predict to be Power Tour 2025 car right here. This is definitely Power Tour 2025. We got a year to get any little bugs worked out. We got a year to get air conditioning in it. This should be Power Tour 2025. So the Monte Carlo is going to go, because if I can get anywhere near 20 grand for the Monte Carlo, I almost traded even the Monte Carlo for this car. I'll take this over the Monte any day. The Viper, that's a tough one, because the Viper is another dream car of mine, and I don't really want to let it go. At the same time, I don't really see the point in keeping it. I'll probably cut that one loose. I'm just not ready to let it go just yet. Not yet, but I'm close. The Viper, I don't know. I'm thinking, God, that car is worth a bit of money, especially with all the work I did to it. I'm thinking somewhere around $43,000. If anybody's interested in the Monte Carlo, if I even still have it at this point, if anybody's interested in the Viper, give me a holler, because those are the two cars that are like coming up on the chopping block, guys. Definitely hit me up. I own both of them myself. They're not through my dealership or anything, so I can actually sell them to the public. Now, if they don't sell to any of you guys through the videos or whatever, that's fine. I'll send them to auction. We'll see what they do at auction. Doesn't bother me either way. Turn them into cash. I'm out of here, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.